Hi guys, it's Friday. It's Dan and Dirty WOODSCRAFT. Stay with me. Okay, that one's ready. Now, cut this one in half. Make sure it lays flat. Okay guys, today we're going to deal with a little bit of a camp improvement. Now what is it? It's a dingle. It's a dingle stick. It's something that you're going to create off the environment from minimum of gear. Now what it's going to entail is a couple of harvested sticks at your site and a piece of BANKLINE. That's it. And this BANKLINE can simply be, also you can utilize a BUSHCRAFT zip tie, because you can reclaim when you're done and walk away. You're going to need something to pound into the ground. This can be a piece of wood you pick up off the ground, a rock, or something you're carrying with you like a hatchet or a KUKRI. And I like to use a saw to make the rough outside, you know, the runners with it, because it's just easy to cut the shape and be quick and easy. What you're going to do is you're going to make a pot stand. This is something at your campsite to improve your camp, because we haul in our pots and pans and things, and then we're going to be cooking on a fire. When I get done, instead of having to always put it back in my pack, I'm going to be using it in the next meal, right? I want some place set up as a station very close to my fire pit where I can have my pots and pans easily available. So this is a simple stake that I'm going to do several things with, and often that stake is called the drying stake, because whenever I wash a pot and I turn it upside down on top of it to let it drip dry. Once it's dry, I'll take it off that top station, put the lid back on, and put it onto one of the side bars. And you'll see that as I assemble this in just a second. It's super simple, but it makes your life so much more efficient, because I now have at my disposal, yes, Nuggie, I see you. Nuggie the Wonder Dog's over here with me today. It makes it just super simple to keep my stuff off the dirt. And also it makes it something I can quickly grab and index what I need. So I need the plate this time, I need the cup this time. I don't need that, I need the frying pan, I need the bush pot, and I can grab and mix and match. It's okay if it gets rained on, if it's out here, because it's just adding water to it, right? I can rinse off any sand or whatever that comes up from the ground. It's very easily made and very easily utilized, and just as important, requires very little resources, is very quick to put together, and whenever I'm done, I can pull and throw the things to the wind if I want to and walk off, and I've only left a little hole in the ground. That's it. Okay, let me show it to you. Okay, pick a place that we want to go. Move the leaves out of the way. Take our stick, put it into position, put it in. So it's fairly solid. It ain't got to be huge, but you know, fairly solid. Now, okay, we've got our base stick in. Now we're going to take our two ground sticks and put across like that. Just lay them, they're fine. Now our two running sticks, we're going to come across the top. To this, we're going to create a Canadian jam knot, right quick. We're going to take our line and go around both of the base sticks so they don't do that and roll away. We'll come up, go through. We're going to cinch that down good and snug. Like that. Now we're going to take a toggle, wrap around it, and really cinch it down. Just like that. Now out here on these two outer lungs, we're going to take two spacers, one on either end. We're going to slide it underneath. Just like this to support it. Now we're going to turn the sticks, whatever, until this gets fairly stable, like that. That's all there is to it. Now, this device up here has a hook at the top, has a solid top, and he has 4 points. We want to make sure are fairly well supported. And turn this one till we get it where we want it, just like that. So they don't wiggle a lot. Okay? Now, what this is for your pots and pans whenever you're setting up a camp. Now, a pot, when I've just washed it, I can come over, flip the pot upside down, hang it on that hook and let it drip dry. Or I can go on the big pot and hang the lid on that short little stick. That allows it to drip dry. Once it's dry, I can take it off, close the lid, and sit it on a couple of the bases. That gets it off the ground. Same thing with the frying pan. Can now lean like this up from one of the sides. Okay? Now these edges here on the other side, that's for the small stuff. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm able to prop up pots, pans, plates, things like that against this side. If the pan's in the way, scoot it out a little. But I can easily set it up here and let it dry. I can have a place for my pots and pans to be. This other skillet stands up on the back side just like that. This pot can stand out here at the front with the lid on it. Keeps my pans and stuff from sliding off. The skillet can stand just like this so it doesn't catch water and lean back against it. The big pot, same thing on the other side. I can put it so it's off the ground, or I can come up here and just simply hang it from the pot. So now I've got an entire pot caddy sitting there. With that, all my little stuff stays up and off the ground. And yet it's easily accessible and it can dry quickly. Simply, easily. Spoon stuff like that can be laid up here in the edges as well to get it up off the ground. Get a little better shot looking around. It's one of them super simple little camp improvements that by getting it up off the ground, all my pots are off the ground, I can make these long runners coming out the side even bigger depending on how many pots I got, pans I got, etc. I can make this upright, have multiple nubs coming off of it to be able to hang cups or whatever in many places. That'll easily handle everything I normally carry, plus. Okay guys, that's it. A simple pot stand. I knew it as a dingle stand when I was younger. And people would make these up for plates. They would make them up, you know, the 2 long bars that come across, they'd make those 2 feet long coming out either side, and they'd go ahead and take the pocket knife and cut a few notches. Well, that way when I stuck a plate up there and leaned it, the bottom didn't want to slide out because of the notches. See, now this can be as elaborate as you want. If I've got a permanent camp, this is a camp I'm going to be coming back to, well then I'll make this up more elaborate. Those spacers I slid up under the edge, I'll actually lash them in place. I'll find woods that don't decay very fast. I'll make this thing taller, you know, maybe 3 foot tall, with other limbs coming off of it that I cut off in nubs as a place to hang pots, hang cups, things like that off of it. Put the dish rag over the top. The wash basin I wash when it's not being used can be stored on this as well. It's a pot stand. It's a pot tree. There's all kinds of names for this, but to me it was a dingle stand. It was something I made up quickly, like a dingle table. I've talked about that before, just lashing sticks together right quick to make a little small table for a cooking area. I've made a standing dingle table where it's between 2 trees where I could stand up and do my cooking and stuff without having to be on the ground, bend up. In really wet conditions, or really swampy ground, and you just can't dig a hole in the ground, and you just can't seem to get much up of it. I've lashed it between two trees, two big sticks, put a cross bed on it, put like 6 inches of dirt onto it, and built a fire on top of that, and had an elevated cooking platform before. Dingle sticks are simply you taking what's in the environment and creating what you need. And this simple pot stand, this pot tree, that you can put plates on, whatever, makes life so much easier. You can also take BANKLINE and make a series of loops, okay, that I would then tie vertically. With that, I can take a spoon or something and just slide it into that loop and it'll hang there. So I can keep my spoons and stuff off the ground as well. Little tricks make your life so much better. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that like button before you go. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Till next time, I'm Blackie, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.